Hello Guardians, Zombie here with Xenar Gaming, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Destiny 2, the State of Destiny 2 blog that was released. Due to some rising concerns with the current issues players have been seeing in Destiny 2 with the mechanics and the negative responses seen during the second Osiris live stream that Bungie presented, they decided to actually cancel the third scheduled live stream for the Osiris DLC that comes out in just a few short days, and instead they decided to release this blog. Now this blog is going to be talking about all the upcoming plans that they have. What I'm mostly do is just give a quick overview of what this blog has to do. I'll try to read just directly out of it on a few key things. This has to do with plans that they plan to. This is updates they plan to introduce. Sorry about that. Between December 5th, 12th, and after the new year itself. First of all, is new systems and rewards that they're going to be looking into giving players. They're going to do a new weapon system called Masterworks, which we'll get into later on in the article. And it has to gives additional features to weapons, makes them a little bit better, more reason to have particular ones now with these additional stats that they have randomly. They also have improved vendor rewards. They're finally going to give us a method of purchasing the gear, the armor, the weapons, and other things that we want from vendors with using the tokens that we have and the legendary shards as well. Right now, the legendary shards are mostly wasted due to the fact that it only takes a few to get exotics from Xur every week. That's the only thing they're currently used for. Personally, I have, I believe, over 600 or 700 of them, nearly every exotic weapon and armor, and there's just no reason for them currently. But they're going to be introducing a way to use these unused tokens and shards to actually be worth being able to buy the equipment and armor that you want. I'm sure they're still going to have the random function of the engrams as well. I'm sure they're not going to completely do away with that, but this will allow us to buy the armor that we want instead of just getting countless weapons and armor duplicates that we do not need. We're also going to have they're going to have armor ornaments that they're going to add for players, just for the armor itself, not for the weapons. They already have that for exotics, and these will be done by completing specific challenges. You'll get these for the particular armor sets in the game, such as raid armors, or for things such as the Iron Banner. They're also going to do better incentives for players to complete challenging prestige activities. Currently, the only reason to complete the prestige raid or the nightfall is a glow above your head that disappears at the end of the week. And if there is some raid armor that glows, but a lot of players don't see the point really to go through the prestige function for only these auras that disappear. They're also going to introduce ways for better rewards and playability through strikes, adventures, and lost sectors. I know a lot of them, the only strikes most people do happen to be the nightfalls themselves. The adventures, I know, get overlooked by a lot of people, and so do the lost sectors, unless the current planet challenges that you might be on, that planet says to do one in that area. I know a lot of people haven't even touched the adventures. But in December, that they're going to introduce a heroic strikes playlist with more generous strike rewards. I know in Destiny 1, a lot of my free time, instead of Crucible like most people, it was done through strikes, through these better strike playlists. They had multiple ones with different difficulty levels, and I like the higher ones. Rewards for adventures and lost sectors are going to be on our radars, what they say, but they won't be delivered. So they're looking at methods to make the adventures and lost sectors worth playing, worth replaying, doing them over and over again. But at the current moment, they're still trying to come up with that reason. They just want to let us know they have heard our complaints, they have heard our concerns, and they're going to do what they can about it. They've also got private matches for the Crucible. They're looking to do this early in 2018. I know that's a good thing for a lot of people. I know a lot of people want to have friendly matches against each other. A lot of people want to do tryouts for trials teams and other things of that nature in their own clans. It's a good way to weed out the stronger and weaker players, to separate them, to have your best teams for trials for your clan. You also have a ranked PvP system that they're looking to do next year that a lot of people have been looking for a really long time. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of ranking system they come up in. They're going to do some tuning in Crucible to the supremacy scoring. I'm not the biggest fan of supremacy myself, but they're going to do something with the scoring and the respawn rules in the game. Better incentives for completing Crucible matches and penalties for quitting competitive games. It says a quitter penalty system is currently in development, and you can expect an update on the development of this system in the new year is what it says. Guys, I'm kind of worried about this because I played a lot of Halo 5 for a couple years, and one of the most annoying things is we all have lives. We have things that get in our way, and sometimes we have to set our controller down. There's been plenty of matches where I had to set my controller down for a minute to grab something that could not wait, and I was away for maybe 1 or 2 minutes. And I understand there's nothing more annoying than playing with someone who's AFK. But when I came back, and I had these issues in both games, but when I had the penalty system in Halo 5, when I had to do these functions, within a minute, if that, I was kicked out. And if this happened every once in a while too many times, I would be penalized and banned for an hour. Now, this game, unlike Halo 5, this game grants other things you can do. So if I'm banned for Crucible for an hour, I can go do strikes, nightfalls, raid, other things like that. There are other things in this game I can do. But there's also issues where we're going to see where people have been removed from matchmaking. They've been kicked out, they lagged out or something. The game messed up, kicked them out, and are they going to be penalized? And how long is this penalty going to be for? Now, I do believe that the best system is remove all the rewards for that. Any experience, anything they get, save it to the end of the match, or remove it if they do get any additional experience. Remove that. Call to arms milestone every week. Give them the call to arms experience or percentage at the end of the match to make them complete it. But if you start banning people for time periods, they're just going to stop playing in general. And like I said, there's plenty of times that people are going to just have to set their controller down for a minute. It's going to be a short notice, not something they planned. They're going to come back. They're going to be banned for 15 minutes, 30, an hour, and they're just not going to want to come back to the game in general. They've also done improvements to Iron Banner and faction rallies. They've done uniqueness of rewards. What they said, the next Iron Banner and faction rally will introduce improvements in both these areas. They're going to give us more information on that in the December update section below. They have specific areas. Changes to make the mod economy more interesting and impactful. The gunsmith will have some updates to how mods are required. I have seen a brief look at this. It is a lot more efficient. They're doing updates to the system as well in the new year. Ongoing improvements to exotics, including adjusting to reduce instances of duplication. They've heard that we've had a lot of issues where I know I've talked to 2 or 3 people who cannot get the tractor cannon. I've had at least 7 of them. I have to keep dismantling them because, as any of you know, once you get one, all you have to do is go to your collections and recall it if you accidentally delete it. And I've had 7 at least. And I know a lot of people who still haven't got one, and they play more than I do. So they're trying to reduce the number of exotics that we can get our hands on. I'm sorry, not the number of exotics, but the duplicates of the exotics, to try to make sure that we get more of the ones we do not have. They've also done some changes to. They want to find ways to get rid of our surplus currency. As I was saying before, I have like over a few hundred tokens on a lot of places. I have buttload of legendary shards. They're mostly focusing on legendary shards. Players will be able to spend tokens and legendary shards on vendor inventory. Azure will also have new items as well to help us get rid of some of these things, the legendary shards mostly. They're also going to do something with the emote interface for our characters. Instead of having that one unique custom emote, now we're going to have it to where we can do potentially all 4 of them will be unique ones to what we set. So for those of you who don't sit down much or don't wave much, you can possibly replace those, I think is what they're saying. And we'll be able to use those with ones that we do want to use and chain together. Getting down to the December update details, 4 key areas that they're trying to target for improvements in December. They're going to do some of them right off the bat on December 5th. Other ones we're going to have to wait till the 12th, but that's only 1 week, so it's not going to be that big of an issue. First of all, they're going to be doing updates combined, including they're going to do improvements set against the following goals: deepen rewards for advanced players, provide more player control over obtaining rewards, make shards useful by adding things to use them for, providing general quality fixes wherever possible. Now, the following changes are the first steps toward achieving these goals, which more planned for our release in January. So guys, here's a few things they're looking at. First is Masterworks. Now, what you can see here is they've added a new area to the weapon mods, and it's called Masterworks, and this one in particular has a plus 10 reload speed. Now, I'm not sure how much plus 10 really is. I'm not sure how much the reload area jumped for that 10. We'll have to wait till we get some of these to see what the 10 actually, how far of a gauge 10 actually goes. Are these gauges up to 100, 205? We don't know. I doubt it's up to 500, but we'll have to see if 10 is a really large jump or just something small. But what this does is this particular one, it also generates orbs on multi-kills and displays the number of enemies defeated using it. So if this is if this one can be used for any game mode, this will be really great and really useful for raids and strikes and other things while running through. Create a lot more orbs a lot quicker, help out teammates. Looking at Uriel's gift is what they're showing, is what it'll look like. If you look in this area, you'll see this little glowing line. Sorry, my control with this controller is not the best. You'll see this little glowing line at the top. You'll see the little symbol for right here, this banner, and you also see that enemies defeated has been 77. That's all this is gonna look like, but it does show you that this has that mod on there. For December 12th, looking at legendary weapons will drop as or be upgraded to Masterworks version. So what this means is not all the weapons that you have will be Masterworks. So what they're going to do is they will drop in that manner. And it says Masterworks will have a few advantages over the baseline legendary weapons. Track and display the number of kills with that weapon, with choice between total count or crucible only count. Generate orbs for you and your allies on multi kills. Add weapon stat bonuses that are selected randomly from a small pool and are rerollable. So that'll be interesting to see the rerollability. Masterworks drop from any source of legendary weapon for characters above 250 power. So it does seem that we have a prerequisite that we have to be at least 250 on the power to get these Masterworks. Unwanted Masterworks can be dismantled into materials that can upgrade an existing legendary weapon into Masterworks. So if you have the Nameless Midnight like I do, my primary weapon that I use, if you have a weapon that you're not going to use that is Masterworks, probably be the same weapon types, whether they're kinetic, scout, auto rifles, or whatever, then you'll be able to dismantle those and then use them on them as well I'll be able to make my Nameless Midnight, which is a really good thing for me. They'll probably focus a lot on that, upcoming guys. They'll probably do a lot with the Masterworks. Also for the armor ornaments, you can see here in the image that they have abilities, certain objectives we have to do, like win 25 matches. I doubt all 5 of these will be match related. Some of them will probably be get so many super kills, kill so many enemies while they're using their supers and other things of this sort. But it'd be real cool to have these ornaments for these armor sets. Armor ornaments will be added to some existing armor sets for more visual customization without losing your shaders or mods. So that'd be real interesting to see these added, maybe stacked on top of the current shaders you have already. These ornaments will be unlocked by completing objectives specific to each set and are permanently unlocked account wide. So apparently just doing this, guys, with one character will get it for all of yours. They work the same way as the exotic weapon ornaments, as I figured they probably would. They'll be applied to the base piece that you may already have collected, but can now unlock on vendors if not. It says in Season 2, the following sets have ornaments unlocks. Be the Vanguard faction armor, the Crucible faction armor, the Trials of the Nine armor, Iron Banner armor, Dead Orbit. So all the factions, basically any kind of armor set in here will get this function. Looking here at Lord Shaxx, we're going to look at the fact that now we can buy the rewards that we want. For this reward, we have to claim at least 2 of the engrams in order to do this, and these will carry over from what you've already done, so you don't have to unlock 2 of these engrams if you've already done 2 to get these unlocked. It's going to cost about 15 legendary shards, about half what our current exotics do, and it's going to cost 10 crucible tokens. But you'll be able to buy these particular armor pieces. Now the weapon itself, as you can see, there is a timer in the top corner. This will change. This will change. I'm not sure if it's daily or weekly, but it will change quite often. You will also get ornaments for these as well, and you'll see here that they have to do with Osiris. They have to do with the Osiris DLC. So these are ornaments that are being added, so later on you can actually point out, oh, this one is for the Osiris, or this one's from update 2 or 3 or whatever it is. Faction armor weapon will be unlocked, purchased from legendary shards and faction tokens. All 5 armor slots will also be present. Okay, so all that's basically covered. And next we have Xur. Now for Xur, what we have now is the Fated Engram. We also have the consumable here, which will give us an additional 4 hours of increased exotic the capability of getting exotics for 4 hours. Now that's already pretty high in this game, honestly. It's much higher than it was in Destiny 1, so that's not an issue for me. I probably won't use it that often, but if you look here, the Fated Engrams, I'm going to zoom in here. So the engram with a predestined outcome, it will contain a new exotic if any remain to be collected. Now it costs almost 100 legendary shards, but this should not be an issue for most people. And as you can see, it's actually going to give us a new exotic, guys. I know for my Titan, I think there's 2 exotics I don't have. My Hunter maybe has 3, but this will really help you out with getting those exotics that you do not have. You can only get this Fated Engram once a week, so that may be across the account, I'm not sure. So that will make it to where people can't just have a stockpile, buy them all at the beginning. You also see that the Hunter has a new set of boots, and again, these are exotics an exotic that comes in with the new DLC. So I'd be real interested to see what those features are. This is the 3 of coins boost is what it is. It says general investment. I'm going to read through this one. I haven't looked much at this, but as you can see here, they've added to where you can actually buy particular weapon mods and armor mods, so that'll be real easy to make sure you get the ones that you want instead of the current system. It says Banshee should have some updates on the weapon and armor mod front. For players waiting to clear some mod inventory space, rare quality mods will dismantle into gunsmith material and have a chance to produce legendary quality mod shards. So if you dismantle the rare ones, guys, it actually gives you the possibility to get rare mods as well, instead of just having to continuously get all the rares to get them as legendary, to dismantle the ones you're not going to use anyway. For players chasing a world legendary and looking for masterworks, Master Rahul will sell some of his rumored hoard of legendary engram for legendary shards. Now that's something else. The Cryptarch, he's now going to sell legendary engrams if you have legendary shards. That was something that we could have done, that we could do in the first Destiny, that they didn't pull into this one, was that you could actually buy the engrams if you wanted to. So that's coming back now. Commander Zavala and Lord Shaxx will sell gift consumables for legendary shards that can be used during strikes or crucibles that will serve the following function: grant bonus rewards to everyone in that activity upon completion, friend or foe alike, and award anything from faction tokens to a round of exotics for everyone in the match. So when you're doing things such as Crucible, if you have if you use a consumable for this, it'll boost the chance of everyone getting this. Now, this works for the people on your team and the other team. So everyone in that Crucible or Trials or whatever it is, they're going to get that bonus that this one person on either team does. So that's kind of a good thing. I don't really have anything bad to say against it, because I mean, you may not have you may not have what you need to get that consumable, and someone could put it on the other team, and then you get the reward as well. They're also going to do some exploit safeguards on chests and resource nodes. They're greatly relaxed, and players should encounter them less frequently. Even if they do, drop rates for tokens is only reduced to 30% instead of 0%, and Glimmer will be unaffected. So they're supposed to be giving us these chests a lot quicker. So they're barely going to reduce the drop rate of the actual tokens themselves, I think, because people are just getting tired of seeing them all the time. But they are going to increase the amount of chests that we see. We want to associate a visual indicator that with this in a future update, but we weren't able to pull that off in this update. So yeah, they hear us, they let us know. It's good just to let them know that they have been listening to us. We have not been ignored. Vendors will now beckon you to hand in your reputation tokens only when you're carrying enough to earn a reward engram. Now, me, I know I have enough for a reward on every vendor currently, because I'm just stockpiling them, because I'm not using them that much. But that's good. I know it gets annoying as soon as you get one token as they are trying to bring you over. It gets really annoying when you're trying to find the areas that you're actually trying to do something for a quest or something. Changes affecting reputation tokens. Daily challenges will have reputation tokens. They'll be increased across the board, and that's really good, guys. I don't think we get near enough tokens for completing some of these daily challenges. Cage treasure chests still offer variable rewards, but now guarantee at least a minimum payout of destination appropriate reputation tokens. So they're going to give us guaranteed reputation tokens for those destinations for his chest. Strikes would drop a larger number of Vanguard reputation tokens. I do think that is a good thing. Common quality destination resources tokens will have their drop rates increased by 100%. So we're going to definitely see those a lot more. And values per token increase as well by 50% for common quality tokens and 250 for rare quality tokens. So that'd be real interesting, guys. And make them worth a lot more, make them use a lot more. I know the rare ones I get them, they just don't seem that special right now. So on the balance, reputation required per reward engram will increase for destination factions 37% and gunsmith 50%. Leviathan raid tokens will be redeemed at Benedict immediately upon obtaining a token instead of requiring a full clear before unlocking. Guys, I know that's a real good thing, because it took me almost 2 months to complete the raid, and not due to the lack of any ability on me. It's just you get in those raid teams, you have issues, they have issues, people just have bad nights, and I've had a lot of those instances to where I would have perfect runs and other people would have issues, or I would have issues and other people have perfect runs, and it just took a while for me to actually complete it for the first time. Since then, I've completed it with all my characters on more than one occasion, several, but it took forever to be able to use those actual tokens that they are so fond of, and it just got really annoying not to be able to use them. So that's a really good thing. Now, on Tuesday, on December 5th, just 2 short days away from when I'm recording this, they're going to have the Curse of Osiris will be out, and that will start Season 2. So you can see a full suite of patch notes that will document all the changes obtained above, and as well as additional gameplay and sandbox tuning changes the team is making to improve Destiny 2. We'll also soon be providing preload and launch day details, as well as a roadmap for our Season 2 content, which include the Dawning and mid-December. Now, the Dawning, I'm looking forward to, guys. It looks real interesting. Going to be snow and everything else. It's going to be a big event inside Destiny, so I'm kind of looking forward to that. But they've also done some things with XP mechanics. Just a very brief overview about what this is, if you haven't known already. There was an issue with the system to where they throttled up or down depending on the amount of experience players got without telling the player, and that was what really aggravated all the players, guys. The fact that they had this system to where if you were doing nothing but Crucible or nothing but Nightfalls or nothing but Strikes or nothing but public events, they actually lowered the amount of experience that you got. So the whole time you thought you were grinding and getting a lot of experience, they were actually affecting that. They've removed this system. They're in the process of removing this system. They've also said that the adjusted XP is 160k. Now, the two things currently going around found by Reddit users on both situations. The first one was someone found that they had the system in place. It was not something they came out and told us about. It got found. The second thing was, I'm not sure about this one exactly, but the 160,000 experience, they said used to be 80 as well. So these are two things that recently Bungie has been, I don't know if you would say caught doing, but it's been a really really low morale thing that has happened that they got caught. So that is it, guys. Sorry that this video has lasted so long. I didn't want to just read it straight out, but I did have to in some instances, and I wanted to give my 2 cents. So sorry the video lasted so long. Normally they don't have these large posts like this. They just have the smaller weekly ones. But if you like what you see, please like, subscribe, comment below, and we will see you in the next video.